This happened a few weeks ago. I'm a long-haul trucker, 42 years old, and I've been driving for years. Life on the road is lonely, but I've found a kind of peace out there. That is, until one fateful night. I was in a small diner off Route 66. Not much was going on, just me and a few other drivers. I sat in a corner booth, sipped my coffee, and tried to wake myself up. That's when I overheard them. Two guys at the counter whispered about a cursed route. They laughed, but their eyes were serious. I didn't catch everything, but they mentioned accidents, strange sightings, and a feeling of being followed. I thought they were just trying to scare each other. Still, their words lingered in my mind, like a shadow. After that night, things got weird. I noticed strange shapes in my rearview mirror. Sometimes they looked human. I'd turn around to see nothing. I figured I was just tired, but my skin prickled with unease. It got worse every night. One evening, I pulled into a truck stop. I grabbed coffee and heard another driver talk about the same cursed route. His face was pale and his hands shook slightly. He claimed he had seen a woman on the side of the road, just standing there, looking lost. I felt a chill run down my spine. I was driving one night, my hands gripping the wheel tight. My heart raced with every mile. It was late and my eyelids were heavy. I glanced to my left as I passed a field. There she was, that woman. She was just standing there, pale and still. I slowed down, but she vanished as I got close. My heart was pounding. I must be losing it, I thought. But it didn't stop there. One night, as I bumped over something on the road, I panicked. I pulled over, my heart in my throat. I got out to check, but saw nothing. No damage, no sign of whatever I had hit. That's when I really started to feel off. Everything was too quiet. Then I heard a crash behind me. I spun in my seat, my breath quickening. But nothing was there, just shadows looming in the dark. I felt cold sweat on my back, and fear bubbled in my chest. Then I heard a voice, soft and distant, but I couldn't discern the words. I called out, asking if anyone was there, but silence answered me. Feeling panicked, I pressed down on the gas. I had to get away. The night stretched endlessly before me. My mind raced with what I had seen. The woman, the shadows, they felt real, but they also felt like tricks of exhaustion. I didn't know what to do. All I could do was drive. I glanced back in the mirror again and saw a shadow standing there. But when I turned to look, no one was there, just darkness. I kept going, each mile feeling heavier. I was scared and confused. The road didn't feel normal anymore. It felt cursed, like something was watching me. I didn't know if I would ever find my peace again. All I knew was that I couldn't escape the feeling that I was never truly alone on that cursed road. The next night was no different. I hit the road, feeling the weight of my worries press down on me. I made my usual stops, but the stories from the other drivers haunted me. I kept looking in the mirrors, expecting to see that woman, or worse, something I couldn't even name. I drove for hours, the hum of the tires on the asphalt lulling me into a trance. In the dark, I tried to shake off the fear that gripped me, but deep down, I was on edge. Every rustle, every bump felt amplified, like a looming threat. As I passed through a stretch of dense woods, I noticed a strange glow up ahead. It wasn't streetlights. I slowed my truck, trying to see better. That's when I saw her again. The woman stood there, the eerie light surrounding her like a halo. I rubbed my eyes, but she didn't disappear. This time, I didn't slow down. I pressed the pedal to the metal, my heart racing. I glanced back at the mirror. The light faded quickly, but I had a sinking feeling she was still there. I was out of my mind, I thought. Driving so late must be catching up with me. Just when I thought I'd escaped whatever was haunting me, my radio crackled. A faint voice seeped through the static. I frowned and turned the knob. There was no music, just that quiet whisper, wrapping around me like a dark fog. I couldn't make out the words, but it sent chills down my spine. My skin prickled, and for a brief moment, I could have sworn I heard my name. "Stop it," I muttered to myself. I was losing it. It had to be exhaustion. But as I drove, my thoughts raced. Why was I hearing voices? And why did I keep seeing that woman? I decided to pull into a rest stop. Maybe a breather would clear my mind. I climbed out of the truck and wandered around, trying to shake off the anxiety. The air felt heavy, and the silence was almost deafening. That's when I saw something lying on the ground. It was a small, weathered doll, face half sunk in dirt. My stomach dropped. It looked just like the woman, pale and ghostly. I picked it up, the chill in the air seeping into my bones. The doll was cold and felt wrong in my hands. I remembered the stories, the murmurs of something eerie connected to the cursed route. Just then, I heard footsteps behind me. I spun around, clutching the doll tight. No one was there, only the shadows bouncing in the dim light of the rest stop. My heart raced. I couldn't tell if I was imagining things or if something was genuinely creeping up on me. With the doll still in hand, I hurried back to my truck. I needed to get out of there. I jumped in, heart pounding, and fired up the engine. As I prepared to pull away, I glanced toward the edge of the woods. That woman stood there again, watching me. Now there was no doubt. I couldn't go on like this. I had to figure out what was going on. But before I could move, a crash echoed in the distance. It was closer this time, and my heart dropped. I had to know what it was. But was I ready to face whatever lurked in the shadows? I took a deep breath, gripping the wheel, and steeled myself for what lay ahead. I forced myself to look away from the woods and focused on the road. The tremor in my hands as I gripped the wheel betrayed my resolve. I hit the gas, my tires kicking up gravel. The thud of my heart matched the sound of the engine roaring to life. A part of me knew I should just drive away, let the night fade behind me. But curiosity clawed at me, stronger than my fear. The crash echoed in my mind, louder this time, as if calling me back. I needed to check it out. Pulling a U-turn, I brought my truck back towards the source of the noise. The trees loomed over me, shadows dancing crazily in the headlights. Each shake of my breath mingled with the static of my radio, still whispering secrets I couldn't understand. I parked as close as I dared to the edge of the woods. Cutting the engine, the silence weighed heavily. I opened my door slowly, every creak sounding like a scream in the stillness. Gripping the doll tightly in one hand, I stepped onto the crunching gravel. The air felt alive, humming with an energy I couldn't quite describe. I flicked on my flashlight, the beam slicing through darkness. Then I heard it again, a soft rustling, a faint whimper. It came from deep in the shadows. "Hello?" I called, trying to sound steady. "Is anyone there?" My voice was swallowed by the night. I hesitated but steeled myself, moving closer to the tree line. The flashlight beam flickered, reflecting off something metallic on the ground. As I crouched to investigate, I bumped into a root, sending a shock of pain up my leg. Gritting my teeth, I squinted at the glint. It was an old locket, tarnished but ornate. Panic fluttered in my chest. My gut told me this was important. I opened it carefully, sensing something lurking behind me. The locket contained a picture, half faded now, of a woman with strikingly familiar features. My breath quickened. "What is happening?" I whispered to myself, shivers crawling down my spine. That's when a scream ripped through the air, raw and desperate. It made my blood run cold. I stood frozen, heart pounding violently. There was a figure in the shadows, moving too quickly for me to get a clear glimpse. It felt as if the night was alive, surrounding me with dread. "Get back!" I shouted, adrenaline kicking in. My mind raced. Should I run or confront whatever threat was there? The doll felt like a weight now, dragging me down as the sense of danger wrapped tight around my throat. Suddenly, the woman from the woods sprinted into view. Only she wasn't glowing anymore. She was frantic, her eyes wild with fear. "You need to leave! It's coming!" Before I could react, a monstrous growl filled the air. Panic surged through me. I stumbled backward, flipping the locket in my pocket as the woman pointed past me, her scream echoing. Without thinking, I turned and ran, the figure behind me now fueled by the lurking horrors of the night. As I dashed toward my truck, something tripped me up, sending me sprawling into the gravel. I hit the ground hard, gasping. I could feel it closing in. I had to move, but every second felt like a weight. Was this a nightmare I couldn't escape? Or was there a key to uncovering whatever danger haunted these roads? I dragged myself to my feet, desperate as the shadows swallowed my chances of understanding. Only raw instinct drove me forward. The fear screamed that something sinister awaited, and I was going to find out what it was. I sprinted for my truck, the cold gravel tearing at my palms and knees as I pushed off the ground. The growl reverberated through the trees, a promise of something primal lurking just behind me. I reached the driver's side, flinging the door open and diving inside, fumbling with the keys. Every instinct screeched at me to look back, but fear held my gaze straight ahead. My hands shook as I inserted the key, praying the engine would roar to life. The night seemed to thicken, the shadows indulging in my vulnerability. Finally, the engine roared, and I threw the truck into drive, tires squealing against the gravel. As I tore down the dirt path, my mind raced. The woman, was she warning me of the creature in the woods? Or was she part of the horror? The image of the locket flashed through my thoughts. I gripped the steering wheel tightly, vowing to analyze the strange woman later. Right now, I needed to escape. But then, something glimmered in my peripheral vision, a figure, fleeting but distinct. I glanced out the window just in time to catch a glimpse of the woman, now standing just beyond the tree line. Her expression twisted in anguish. I could barely make out her silhouette against the darkness, but her eyes, they burned with urgency. "What are you doing?" I shouted helplessly, but the forest swallowed my voice. I hesitated, torn between the instinct to keep driving and the need to help. That nagging curiosity returned, clawing at my reason. There was a connection, a thread winding between us that I couldn't ignore. I slammed on the brakes, gravel spraying as I skidded to a halt. Heart hammering, I reached for the locket in my pocket, feeling its cool metal against my fingers. The truck sat silent, and all I could hear was the rustle of leaves stirring in the night air. The weight of despair settled over me as I flicked on the headlights, illuminating the woods. The woman was gone, swallowed by the shadows that had once given her life. "No, no," I whispered, panic bubbling as I swung open the door again. My chest felt tight. "Hello?" The woods echoed back, mocking me in their stillness. I stepped out cautiously, slowly approaching the edge of the tree line. The locket dangled from my hand, a desperate reminder of something I didn't yet understand. Suddenly, a snapping twig broke the silence. I froze, my heart racing. My instincts screamed at me to run, but something held me in place, paralysis born out of dread. Then, everything went dark. The headlights of my truck flickered and died, engulfing me in night. The silence returned, heavier than before. I felt the ground shift beneath me. My breath hitched as an unearthly growl echoed once more, this time right behind me. It was no longer a distant threat. It was here. Before I could turn, something cold and damp brushed against my neck. I gasped and twisted around, my flashlight flickering back to life, just in time to illuminate a mass of dark fur. A pair of glowing eyes locked onto mine, filled with a hunger that mirrored my own fear. I barely had time to think. I had to decide in that moment, fight or flight, and my instincts screamed to run, to escape whatever beast had come for me in the darkness. My heart pounded, the night stretching before me as the truth sank in. There was no escaping the unknown lurking in the woods. I took a step back. That was when I heard it. A soft whisper, too faint to understand, but close enough to chill my blood. A name, my name, carried by the wind, echoing through the trees like a twisted lullaby. The growl echoed again, a terrifying proximity that sent a jolt of adrenaline coursing through me. There was no time to hesitate. I bolted, dodging to the side, muscles coiling like springs. My legs propelled me forward into the unknown, the world around me a blur as the trees whipped past. I didn't look back. I focused on the faint glimmer of my truck's taillights receding into the distance. Just beyond them, the darkness swallowed everything. I could hear the creature moving, swiping through the underbrush, the crunch of leaves and snapping branches stirring the air with its presence. "Please, please," I muttered, urging my legs to move faster. The ground beneath me was uneven, but I forced myself to navigate through it, every instinct screaming for survival. My breath came in ragged gasps as I pushed deeper into the forest, the shadows closing in on me. Just when I thought I might outrun the creature, I stumbled. I hit the ground hard, the impact jarring my senses. The flashlight slipped from my hand, tumbling into the darkness. Dread pooled in my stomach as I lay there, frozen for a moment. Silence wrapped around me like a shroud, broken only by the sound of my heartbeat pounding in my ears. I forced myself to roll onto my back. The trees stood like looming giants, silent witnesses to the chaos. Then I heard it again, the growl. Closer this time, a low, resonating threat. Panic clawed at my insides. I couldn't just lie here. I had to move. I pushed myself up, feeling the sharp sting in my palms from the gravel. I needed to find the flashlight. I needed to see what was hunting me. Groping around in the dark, my fingertips brushed against something cold and metallic. Relief flooded through me as I grasped the flashlight and clicked it on. Its beam cut through the night, illuminating the area around me. My heart plummeted. There, just beyond a cluster of bushes, was the creature. It was massive, fur bristling, eyes glowing with an unnatural hunger. The growl rumbled again, and in that instant, I felt like prey in a game where the rules had darkened beyond comprehension. But that wasn't the only fear that creeped under my skin. The shiver of movement at the back of my mind, a whisper that echoed in the air, pulled my focus again. The woman. The urgency of her expression resurfaced, and I felt drawn back toward the shadows. "Get out of here!" I shouted, but it came out more as a plea than a command. This place, these woods, they held secrets buried beneath layers of time and darkness. Then, a flickering movement caught my eye near the other side of the clearing. I swung the flashlight in that direction, my heart racing, as I hoped for answers, only to be met with confusion. It was her, the woman from before. She stepped into the light, frantic, and gestured wildly as if trying to convey a message. Her mouth moved, forming the words, but the rustle of the wind drowned out her voice. I glanced back at the creature, now crouched low and fixated on the woman's frantic form. My gut twisted. This wasn't just about me anymore. Before I could react, the beast lunged forward. Time slowed as a horrifying realization hit me. I couldn't just run away. I had to make a choice. Should I trust the woman or fight against the beast? That's when I noticed something strange. The locket in my palm began to warm, pulsing with an energy that felt oddly familiar, as if it held the key to all of this. But the momentary distraction cost me. The creature was almost upon her. "Get back!" I roared, my voice raspy with desperation as I charged forward, heart racing. Everything hung in the balance, and I was ready to find out just how deep this darkness ran. I barreled forward, propelled by fear and instinct. The creature lunged, its powerful form a blur. I felt the rush of wind as it whipped past me, snapping jaws barely missing their target. The woman gasped, her eyes wide with terror. I caught her gaze and, in that split second, realized she needed my help just as much as I needed hers. "Move!" I shouted, grabbing her wrist and pulling her out of the way. She stumbled behind me, her eyes darting between me and the creature. I could feel the tension building as it skidded to a halt, its massive frame blocking our only escape route out of the clearing. "Why is it after you?" she yelled, her voice strained. "I don't know," I snapped, terrified and frustrated. Any answer would have to wait. The beast was watching us, muscles coiled, ready to pounce again. In the dim glow of my flashlight, I could see the slather pooling at the corners of its jaws. I glanced at the locket again, the warmth growing stronger in my palm, almost pulsating. Confusion flooded my mind. What connection did it have to this creature? What did I not understand? The woman's eyes moved to my hand. "The locket," she breathed, her voice a mix of awe and fear. "It's more than it seems. You need to use it." "Use it how?" I asked, panic rising in my voice. Then the creature took a step forward, and I had no choice. I raised the locket, fingers trembling. "What do I do?" As if in response, the locket began to emit a soft glow. I could feel a vibration, almost like a heartbeat. It was no longer just a piece of jewelry, it felt alive. The air around us shimmered, and I sensed a shift. The creature hesitated, confusion flashing in its eyes. "Concentrate," the woman ordered. "It senses something. Channel your fear into it." Sucking in a breath, I focused on the terror coursing through me, thoughts racing about what might happen if I failed. The creature growled, deep and menacing, but a new strength filled me, urging me to press forward. I turned the locket towards the beast. Suddenly, an intense beam of light cut through the darkness, connecting the glow of the locket to the beast. The creature recoiled, howling as the light pulsed brighter. A flash of silver light swallowed everything, momentarily blinding me. Then, everything went dark. I squeezed my eyes shut, disoriented by the sudden shift. The growls faded, replaced by a silence that felt heavy and oppressive. I opened my eyes slowly, scanning the area. The clearing was empty. The woman was gone, and I stood alone in the shadows, with only my heartbeat echoing in the void. I was terrified. The locket lay in my palm, now cold and still, but I felt the weight of that moment. Had I banished the creature, or had it merely retreated? I looked around, my breath hitching. Where had she gone? Then, from the corner of my eye, I spotted movement, a silhouette darting behind a tree. "Wait!" I shouted, adrenaline spiking again. I took tentative steps forward, the mystery deepening with each heartbeat. Who was she really? What was unleashed in the woods that night? I wasn't done yet. I had to find the answers. I took a deep breath, steeling myself. The shadows felt thicker now, almost suffocating. My mind raced as I slowly approached the tree where I had seen the silhouette. Who was hiding? Did the woman leave, or was she taken by the creature? The cold grip of fear settled back in. "Hello?" I called out, my voice wavering. The wind rustled the leaves, and for a heartbeat, everything was still. I strained my ears, hoping to catch a whisper or a hint of movement. Nothing. Then I heard it, a soft whimper, barely audible. It came from behind the tree. My heart raced as I stepped closer. "Are you okay?" I asked, my apprehension mixed with concern. To my surprise, a small figure emerged. It was a girl, no older than 10, her hair tangled and her face smeared with dirt. She looked as frightened as I felt. "Please help me," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Where did you come from?" I crouched down, trying to get a better look at her. "Are you alone out here? Did the creature harm you?" "No, but it will," she cried, glancing back at the darkness. "I saw it. It's coming." Fresh tears streaked down her cheeks. "Wait, what do you mean?" I asked urgently. "Did you see the woman too? Did you see where she went?" The girl shook her head. "I don't know. I was hiding. It took her." She pointed deeper into the woods, her little finger trembling. I felt a chill crawl down my spine. "Listen, we need to get out of here," I said, glancing around. There was no telling if the creature would return. "Do you know the way back?" She nodded, wiping her tears with dirt-streaked hands. Just as I turned to lead her, there was a loud rustling behind us. My heart dropped. "Run!" I shouted, grabbing the girl's hand. We sprinted into the underbrush, branches snapping underfoot. My mind raced with questions. Who was she? What creature was after us? And what had happened to the woman? We ducked behind a thick bush, trying to catch our breath. The sounds of the forest seemed to close in around us, the darkness feeling more alive, as if it were watching. "It's not safe here," the girl whispered, glancing nervously over her shoulder. "Why would it take her?" I asked, mostly to myself. But the girl's eyes widened, fear flashing across her face. "It takes the lost," she said, her voice. "Those who don't belong." Instinctively, I thought of the locket in my hand. "I don't belong?" I echoed, fear gripping me again. What does that even mean? Then, the hairs on my neck stood up. A growl echoed through the trees, a low, rumbling sound that seemed to vibrate in my bones. "Run," I urged the girl again, but my own feet felt rooted in place. I had to regain control. That's when I saw it, a shadow flickering between the trees, its eyes glowing like embers in the darkness. It was back. "Go!" I screamed and pushed the girl in front of me. We needed to escape, but I also had to confront whatever this was. It was here for something, and I had to find out what it wanted. With determination, I tightened my grip on the locket. I was ready to face whatever awaited us. But before I could move, a long, menacing figure slipped out of the shadows. It paused, nostrils flaring, its glowing eyes locked onto mine. And in that moment, I realized I might just be its next target. The creature stepped forward, its form clearer now. It was tall, unnaturally thin, with long arms that hung down past its knees. Its skin glimmered faintly, as if it had absorbed the darkness around it. My breath caught in my throat. It didn't just want something, it wanted me. Fear surged through me, but my instincts kicked in. "This way," I urged the girl, pulling her along as we dashed deeper into the woods. The growls followed us, low and menacing, echoing off the trees. I could feel the weight of the creature behind us, shadowing our footsteps. There was no way we could outrun it forever. "Over there," the girl pointed, towards a cluster of boulders, their jagged edges looking somewhat like a cave entrance. It had to be a temporary refuge. We sprinted toward it, praying it would offer some kind of protection. We ducked inside, pressed against the cool stone. My heart thudded in my chest as I strained to hear over the sound of my own breathing. The growling had stopped, replaced by a strange silence. I exchanged a glance with the girl. Her wide eyes reflected the fear I felt, but there was something else there too, a flicker of hope. "Do you think it lost us?" I asked, more to comfort myself than anything. She shook her head, pressing against the wall. I could feel her tiny body trembling. "Why does it want us?" she whispered, her voice shaking. "I don't know," I replied, trying to sound brave. Yet my mind raced. The locket, what was its connection to all of this? I needed to understand. Outside, something shifted. and I held my breath. Then came a low growl, this time much closer. Panic surged as I realized we had to move. "We can't stay here," I said urgently. "We need to find another way." Just then, a sharp, scraping noise. I turned, my body tensed, ready to bolt at the slightest hint of danger. But what emerged from the shadows made my blood run cold. A different figure, smaller and cloaked, appeared next to the creature. Its face was obscured by the hood, but I caught a glimpse of pale skin. They locked eyes with me, and a jolt of recognition struck like lightning. "Help her!" The voice was feminine, but laced with urgency. It was the woman from before. My heart raced as I dared to hope, but the creature shifted closer, blocking my view of her. "Do you understand?" she pleaded, desperation in her voice. "You must be careful. It can sense fear." "Why did it take you?" I called out, confused and desperate for answers. "I was lost," she said, tears glistening in her eyes. "But you still have a chance. You hold the key." Before I could reply, the creature lunged forward, its claws extending. With a sudden rush of instinct, I shoved the girl deeper into the crevice, positioning myself in front of her. It was time to confront my fears head-on. "Stay back!" I shouted, brandishing the locket. The creature halted, its glowing eyes narrowing at the object in my hand. There was a brief moment of stillness, a slick tension lingering in the air. Then it screeched, an ear-splitting sound that sent chills down my spine. In that instant, I realized the locket was not just a trinket, it was a beacon of some kind. The girl watched me, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and understanding. "Whatever you do," she whispered, "don't lose it." Before I could grasp what that meant, the creature lunged again. I braced myself. Then, everything went dark. I don't know how long I was out. One moment, I was ready to face that thing, and the next, I was lying on a cold, hard surface. My head felt heavy, and as I blinked my eyes open, the darkness pressed in around me. I sat up, panic creeping through me when I saw the girl was gone. "No!" I shouted, but my voice came out ragged and weak. I scrambled to my feet, taking in my surroundings. I was in a small, dimly lit cave the boulders had concealed. The air smelled damp, and the walls glistened with moisture. There was no sign of the creature, but I could still feel the tremors of terror writhing inside me. "Girl?" I whispered, hoping my voice would carry. No response. My heart raced as I called out again. "Where are you? Please!" I stood still, straining to hear anything beyond the faint echo of my own words. When I didn't get an answer, I bit my lip, considering my options. I needed to find her. Despite the fear curling around my mind, I took a step deeper into the cave, flashlight clutched tightly in my hand. The shadows danced around me, and with every heartbeat, I expected the creature to jump out. I felt vulnerable, like prey, but I pushed forward, determined. As I moved carefully through the darkness, a soft glow caught my attention. I turned, and there, on a stone pedestal, lay something similar to the locket, a small, intricately carved box made of dark wood. My curiosity piqued, I approached it. What was inside? I felt an irresistible pull toward it, like it held answers I desperately needed. I reached out to open it, my fingers trembling. That's when I heard it, a soft, muffled cry. My heart sank and adrenaline surged. "I'm coming," I yelled as I flung the box open. Inside the box was a shimmering crystal, pulsing with a warm light. I could feel its energy washing over me. Without hesitation, I grabbed it. The moment its cool surface touched my palm, a powerful rush ignited within me. I began to hear the girl's voice more clearly now, calling out from further in the cave. I didn't wait. Holding the crystal tightly, I ran toward the sound, my heart racing with hope. Just around a bend, I found her. She was huddled against the wall, fear painted on her face as tears streaked down her cheeks. Relief flooded through me, but it was short-lived. The creature appeared behind her, its eyes glinting maliciously. It prowled, its body shifting in a grotesque dance, reminding me how close danger lurked. I stepped forward, determined to block its path. "Get away from her!" I shouted, raising the crystal like a shield. The creature halted, its expression shifting as it stared at the glowing artifact in my hand. Fear flickered in its eyes. With a sudden burst of courage, I hurled the crystal towards it. It collided with the creature, and to my shock, it erupted in a blinding light. I shielded my eyes, and as I did, I felt the cave shake violently. Everything turned chaotic. I couldn't see or hear anything except the rush of air and a deafening roar. Then, as quickly as it started, silence fell. I opened my eyes, but where the creature had been was now just a black void. The girl stood next to me, wide-eyed. "What happened?" I don't know," I stammered, still reeling from what I had just witnessed. As we caught our breath, I noticed something in the corner of the cave. A faint shimmer slowly dissipated, revealing faint runes etched into the ground. I stepped closer, a sense of dread creeping back in. "What is that?" the girl asked, peering over my shoulder. Before I could answer, the runes began to glow, pulsing rhythmically. I felt a cold shiver crawl down my spine. Then I knew this was just the beginning. Just as I turned to grab the girl's hand, another figure emerged from the darkness. The air thickened as I realized we weren't done yet. The figure stepped forward, cloaked in shadows, its pale face lit only by the shimmering glow of the runes. It was the woman, her eyes now clearer, shimmering with urgency and intensity. "You!" I gasped, glancing between her and the girl beside me. "What do you want?" "I don't want anything," she replied, her voice steady despite the palpable tension. "But what happens next will determine whether you both walk away from here or not." "What do you mean?" I asked, fear creeping back into my veins. The creature was bound to this place, an embodiment of the lost and the forgotten. It thrives on fear, pulling in those who wander too deep into its territory. You found the locket, understood its purpose, but there's more. She pointed toward the glowing runes. "This is a doorway. Your choice will shape your fate." My heart raced. What choice? The creature was more than a beast. It was a guardian of a delicate balance. To defeat it, you need to confront your own fears and the darkness you carry within. The runes will test you. The woman's gaze softened. "But if you choose the wrong path, it will return, hungrier than before." I exchanged looks with the girl. "We don't know what's beyond, and we might not be ready," I said quietly, every word heavy with doubt. "No one ever is," she replied, her voice firm. "But if you do nothing, darkness will continue to spread. You have the power to break the cycle." "Will you help us?" I asked, desperation creeping in. "I don't understand what I'm supposed to do." "I can guide you, but the journey is yours to take," she said. "Trust yourselves." I swallowed hard, feeling the weight of everything that had happened flood back. The woman in the woods, the growls, the presence that felt eternally haunting. A mix of determination and uncertainty coursed through me. "Together," I replied, looking at the girl, "we have to do this." The woman nodded almost imperceptibly, and as I reached for the girl's hand, I felt the warmth of her small fingers clenched around mine. "Step forward," the woman commanded, and I led the girl toward the glowing runes. With every step, I felt the air change, heavy with anticipation. The runes pulsed brighter as we approached, and the light enveloped us, igniting the darkness around the cave. I felt an odd warmth, a sense of safety that clashed with the fear that still lingered in the corners of my mind. Then, without warning, the ground trembled, and I heard echoes, my own voice mixed with the girl's whimpers, laughter, cries of anger, and shouts of joy. They swirled around me like an unruly storm. "What's happening?" the girl squealed, fear evident in her tone. "Emotions," the woman's voice broke through the chaos. "You must confront them, fight them. They form the shadows that give the creature its power. Face what you fear most in yourself." I steeled myself, forcing my breath to slow, channeling the gentleness of aim I'd found hidden beneath the panic. The echoes morphed, emerging as vivid images, memories of failure, moments of profound loss, flashes of loneliness on the road, the truck stops where no one knew my name. It felt almost unbearable. But then I felt a squeeze on my hand, strong and reassuring. I looked down at the girl. "Remember why we're doing this," I said, forcing a determined smile. "For each other." The memories shifted again, swirling colors, pain interlaced with hope. I focused on the warmth I felt connecting us, the bonds forged through shared struggle, a reminder that I wasn't truly alone. I began to step into the swirling vortex of memories. The woman's form shimmered, guiding me. "Together, do not retreat." Drawing in the girl closer, I propelled us forward, letting the sensations wash over us. We had to rise above the darkness. Then, without warning, a roar erupted from the depths, shaking the cave. A shadowy figure appeared, drawing closer. It was the creature, lurching in and out of focus, as if caught between worlds. "Face it," the woman urged. "This is the embodiment of your fears." I squeezed the girl's hand tighter. This was our moment. I straightened up, ready to confront the figure. "I won't let you take us," I shouted, feeling the energy within me surge. The creature halted, eyes narrowing with confusion and rage, fierce amber flashes piercing through the void. In that moment, clarity struck. It wasn't a mere beast, it was everything I feared. Abandonment, loneliness, insignificance. It was all the darkness I had tried to put behind me. "No!" I cried, stepping towards it, the glow of the runes amplifying. "You don't scare me anymore." With powerful emotion and intent, I thrust my heart and vulnerabilities into that glowing warmth, the essence of our shared strength with the girl. Everything we had endured and overcome surged through me, a brilliant flare of belonging, hope, and purpose. The creature howled, light erupting around it, as if trying to resist the overwhelming wave of energy we projected. It began to dissolve, the dark tendrils retracting, fading into shadows that melted into the rock. As the light consumed the cave, a sudden calm enveloped us. The echo of our voices still lingered in the background, softening as silence settled like fresh snow. I felt the warmth fade, but with it came a sense of liberation. Together, we emerged from the cave. I looked down at the girl and saw her wide eyes transitioning from fear to astonishment. "What just happened?" she asked, blinking. "I think we did it," I whispered, breathless. There was something profound lingering in the air as the runes faded, a peace washing over the cave. But in my heart, doubt nested like a small bird. I couldn't shake the feeling that while we had banished this particular darkness, the questions about the woman, the creature, and the road still loomed, echoes of uncertainty whispering around the edges of my mind. "Are we safe now?" the girl asked, her voice quiet. I knelt beside her, cupping her face gently. "For now," I replied softly, "but we can't forget. Remember what we faced, what lurks in the shadows." Nodding, she held my gaze tightly, our connection more profound than mere companions in fear. It was a testament to the strength to fight the darker parts of ourselves. As we turned to leave the cave, I couldn't shake the unease lingering in my chest. It wasn't just about escaping, it was about understanding, embracing the shadows, the fight, and the road ahead. I didn't know what the next journey held, but I felt the warmth of that moment guiding me toward whatever lay ahead. I had found more than just survival. I had found a fragment of peace for today. But the questions lingered, like shadows stretching behind us, an unsettling reminder that darkness never truly disappears, only waits for the next traveler to wander too close.